I'm happy for her that she was able to hack the mainframe and use a grieving mother as a trump card to get people to not talk about her in any negative way. Good going there. Oliver. Hi, Pops. Hi, guys. This is Oliver. He is about to turn 14 years old. He's diabetic. I rescued him from a cardboard box in college. And yeah, he's just been with me this whole time. Kisses. Thank you. All right, be gone. I love those comments so much about Oliver. I enjoy almost all the comments I get, but the ones about Oliver, my guest host in my last video, those made me so happy. You may get a chance to meet Atticus, although he's not great about being held. We're working on it. Hey there. I wanted to hop on and kind of get a chance to talk about some things, switch gears and lay off of the topic that I've been talking about in my last few videos. It's just getting exhausting and I'd like a break. So I'm not going to mention that person's name in this video. I'm happy for her that she was able to hack the mainframe and use a grieving mother as a trump card to get people to not talk about her in any negative way. Good going there. But a couple things, I wanted to reiterate my purpose here. Some of you may know that although I've been watching YouTube and in some ways involved with the community for probably over 10 years now, I am brand new at actually posting videos like this. This is my 7th video, I believe. And I think in some ways people are giving me a little too much credit, positively and negatively. So just to clear the air, this is not intended to be a drama channel, at least not at this point in time. Not a drama channel. This is not the place to go and find out what all the new tea is. I'm not going to be reporting here. This is really just a chance for me to express my thoughts. I'm sure a lot of you know what it's like to get caught up in conversations in the comments of videos and finding that you have a lot of opinions about certain things that you're watching. And that's what I noticed about myself. So I thought, hey, why not get in front of a camera, put my thoughts out, whether a bunch of people see it or if no one sees it, or if one person sees it, and to that person, hi. I am a person who really thrives off of expression, and although it may not seem like it, there is a creative process to this that I really enjoy. So this whole experience has been really, really good for me. So cool. And when it comes to the opinions I'm sharing, what I really hope to do is to be very, very fair. I really don't care to hop on and just drag people that I hate, even though I can't think of anybody I hate. If I really, really, really just do not like somebody and don't ever see myself liking them or being entertained by them, I don't think that I would want to talk about them. So for the most part, the people that I do talk about are people that I at least have some sort of semblance of hope for. And I kind of take this sensible big sister approach to these things. I think that's who I am to my siblings. I'll check on that. But yeah, I mean, opinions, advice, thoughts, insight, that's what I'm here to give. And I guess that falls under the umbrella of commentary, but I would not consider this a drama channel. Now, the commentary is on YouTube drama for the most part, if it's not one of my personal videos. So it is related to YouTube drama, but this is not intended to be a drama channel, and a lot of you have picked up on that by the tone in my voice and the types of thoughts I'm putting out, and even where I fail in reporting, because that's not what I'm here to do. But I did ask you guys which YouTubers you might want me to talk about or express my thoughts on, and you guys gave me a long list. So I figured I would just go down the list and talk briefly about those YouTubers that I am familiar with, and hope that that could spark bigger conversations and potentially other videos where I dive a little deeper into these thoughts, especially if I discover, like, wow, Alicia, that's my name, by the way. Wow, Alicia, you actually have more thoughts and opinions on this than you thought. So this could be like a discovery moment. We'll see. First suggestion was Trisha Paytas.
What's happening in China? What is happening in China? Are the Chinese invading us? Because I do not need World War 3 or 4 happening right now. Like, I swear, we do not need more China bombing us. China's smart. I say that out of fear because China's smart. Because isn't that where Kim Jong-un is?
Yeah, I've said this before. I have followed Trisha Paytas for probably about a decade now. And my thoughts on her kind of go up and down and up and down. I also have not been following her videos for several months now. So I only really hear about her when some drama pops up. So I would really have to kind of sit down and see what she's been up to lately to really give any sort of opinion about what's going on now. Unless you guys want to hear about what I thought about her when I was watching her. But overall, I will say that I have hope for her. In many ways, I actually do like her, but I also recognize that when drama is afoot, Trisha is usually instigating it or involved in some sort of negative way. I think we all agree, or most of us agree, that what happened back in December of last year, she was mostly on the right, but that's kind of an outlier situation. Nikocado Avocado. I don't watch his videos. I've said that before. I have watched videos to try and understand the situation that involved Stephanie Sue, Zach Choi, Veronica Wang. And all I can say is that I think he's beyond advice at this point. I think he's beyond criticism. He doesn't just seem problematic, he seems actually unhinged. So I really hope that he gets help. And that's all I can really say about him. I really hope that he gets help and stops dragging other YouTubers into this hole that he just keeps digging deeper and deeper for himself. Nikita Dragun, somebody suggested her. Quite frankly, I really didn't know who she was until the whole Dramageddon thing happened in, was it 2018? And of course, that situation didn't make her look good, though somehow she sort of managed to escape persecution or whatever you want to call what happened with her camp. I've really only seen her on Philip DeFranco's podcast in terms of getting a chance to see what she's like as a person. And I will say that she seemed very likable. Something seems a little off to me, though. Apparently, and I am so late to the party on this one, but apparently she stated somewhere that she graduated first in her class when she got her bachelor's degree, I believe. And when Philip asked her about that, she clarified that alphabetically she was first. So she was the first to walk across the stage.
I said I graduated first in my class.
Sure.
What? And I meant it because I was the first to receive my diploma in my thing. And I was like, no, where's my phone? But literally, if you play the clip, you hear them go, and now the graduates for business and beauty and marketing, da-da-da. And I'm Nikita Dragun.
That's a little bit of a weird way to phrase it.
Is it? I mean, to be honest, that was obvious. I'll say it. I'm sorry that they misunderstood what I wrote. I'm sorry.
I like the way you apologize.
No, I am. I mean, I graduated first in my class. Is that bad?
If you
Because I did.
So either she doesn't know what it means to be first in your class, or she tried to manipulate the audience there. So call it minor if you will. It's a little funny with me, but I don't have really strong opinions about her one way or the other. Onision. That's a tricky one.
We're gonna disable his Patreon. Wow, you would really do that. You would really do that!
So I would probably place him in the bucket with people that disgust me, people that are beyond advice and criticism. Yeah, at this point, we're talking about criminal stuff. So although I don't really keep up with it, learning about what's going on with him is more like watching a crime documentary, if that makes sense. It's not really something that I feel I can bring any value to the conversation. So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Somebody asked about certain houses, the group houses among famous YouTubers like Team 10, Hype House, Clout House. This is also something I haven't really given much thought to, and maybe I will now that it's been highlighted for me. As far as the Team 10 house goes, because that's the only one that I'm really all that familiar with, I think it's definitely a lucrative business model. I think Jake was onto something there.
Now we can do whatever we want! Hashtag winning! Today is huge, yo! I've never been able to flip and even do that. Now I can ride a dirt bike in my
you throwing lawn?
I think my concern when I have watched videos that are set in the Team 10 house, my concern is whether or not people living there actually get a chance to separate work from life and feel like they have somewhere safe to be, to unwind. And I'd be curious as to hearing about other people's experiences with it to see if that is actually a concern for other people. Tana Mongeau, what's commentary without talking about Tana, right? She is definitely one of the most problematic YouTubers on the platform. And that's something everyone pretty much agrees on.
Damn, I'm so demonetized.
Although, and maybe I'm totally out of the loop, I actually don't see a ton often Tana getting into a lot of drama with other people. Yes, the Kenza Cosmetics thing happened and we're not happy about that. Aside from that, she will sometimes troll us. She's definitely living up this party girl in her 20s lifestyle.
When anyone asks me why I'm toothless, I have to tell them that FaZe Banks dared me to eat a dollar bill in a club and I did it and I lost a tooth.
But I've yet to see her really kind of personally hurt people. I know she's said some problematic things in the past that many people would find unforgivable, and I understand that. But for the most part, yeah, I do see a sweet girl who's partying it up and just milking this YouTube thing for what it's worth, and now MTV. I do have some thoughts about the beauty community, Morgan Adams, and where Tana Mongeau plays into that. Maybe I'll make a video about it. But spoiler, it does shine Tana in a positive light. In addition, of course, I've got thoughts about her relationship with Jake Paul. Parts of that were really confusing to watch. Parts of that were really obnoxious. Parts of that were really kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. So again, maybe that's a whole separate video, or maybe I'm just done talking about it now. We'll see. As far as the Rewired Soul goes,
Trisha Paytas just made a video exposing David Dobrik and her relationship with Jason Nash, but there are a lot of valuable lessons that we can learn from this.
a few people have asked what I think of him. I did mention him in one of my earliest videos, saying that he was a YouTuber that I used to watch almost religiously a couple years ago. I did say there that I haven't watched much of his stuff recently. There was a time where he was giving his kind of mental health analysis of YouTube drama. And at one point he said that he was going to be doing less of that. And if I'm being quite frank, I became less interested in the content and really kind of stopped watching. But I know that there has been a lot of controversy around his credentials or lack thereof, him talking about mental health and seemingly diagnosing people without the credentials to do so. Hey there, it's me in editing. I thought I should pop in just to let you guys know that I haven't kept up with anything to do with Chris from the Rewired Soul in a long time, and I want to make that clear. A couple people have pointed out to me that some stuff has gone down. I don't know anything about that, so it's definitely something I want to look into, but as of right now, all I know is what I saw of his channel about 2 years ago plus, and what I thought of his content then. I'm not sure what all the more recent drama is about, so just kindly keep that in mind, please. Thanks. And I will say, from what I remember, of course, that was a couple years ago that I saw a video from him. Yeah, I think that he was really entering some tricky territory with how freely he talked about certain diagnoses. And he always said, I am not a medical professional. I am not diagnosing this person. Or if somebody talked about a condition they had, he would reference, so-and-so said they have this, so let's talk about that. And that's tricky. I think he probably could have been more successful had he stayed away from even speculating about certain diagnoses. But I think we tend to place too much credit where it doesn't belong. So I'm not even talking about him necessarily at this point, but I hear a lot of people saying things like, she who shall not be named has a psychology degree, so she definitely knows how the mind works and how to do this and how to do that, or she should know this or she should know that. Giving so much credit to a psychology degree. And now I am not shading anybody who has a degree in psychology. If that is your passion and you've studied that, that's amazing. But otherwise, we really don't know the extent of some people's experience with mental health simply because they have a bachelor's degree in psychology. Now, Chris from the Rewired Soul actually worked or works, I'm not sure what the status is now, but he worked in substance abuse counseling, and his mother is either a psychologist or psychiatrist. So for someone like me, I am able to watch him and say, okay, this is not a medical professional, so I have to take everything he says with a grain of salt as someone's opinions. And that's how I watched it. When you come from the sober community and you have an interest in psychology or neurology, if you're in therapy, if these things are big parts of your world, you're going to start thinking in these terms. So I struggle with this too, because how do I talk about the things I'm thinking without feeling like an imposter because I'm not a medical professional? It's definitely tricky territory. I think as long as those of us speaking make it clear that we're not medical professionals, as long as we don't try to diagnose anybody or sound like we're diagnosing anybody, then I think whatever thoughts you have and whatever knowledge you bring to the table about anything within the world of psychology is valid, and I'm here for it. And I would love the freedom and the space to be able to give my thoughts without worrying too much about that. Shane and Jeffree, somebody mentioned them. I do think that a conversation about Shane and Jeffree could take up a long time. I don't think I'm going to say a whole lot. I'm not the biggest fan of Jeffree Star. However, I do believe that he is good for Shane. I really enjoy watching their friendship. I do think Jeffree is very funny. I think that there's a very real side to him, and then there's another side that I'm really not a fan of. But Jeffree with Shane, I love. Shane with Jeffree, I love.
Beauty community is about to get a lot more interesting. What did you do today? The beauty community is about to get a lot more interesting.
And although nobody's perfect, I think Shane is just a beloved person on the platform, and with good reason. So more on that later, or not, we'll see. And then somebody said that they wanted to know more about my own life, and that was super refreshing and sweet. I have posted one video about my experience with anxiety and depression that was pretty recent. Obviously, all of my videos have been pretty recent. But yeah, because I created this channel to be a place where I could express my thoughts and opinions and feelings and all of that, I really do hope to make more videos about my personal life, whether anybody really watches those or not. For years, I entertained the idea of writing a book, and I have all these ideas for chapters, and I guess you could kind of call them story times. So I have thought about potentially taking some of those chapters and boiling them down to stories that I can kind of package in a video and express that way. I think that could be a lot of fun. I don't necessarily think that those would be popular videos, but I do think that there's a population, a subpopulation, if you will, of people within my audience that would find that kind of content helpful, entertaining, etc. And I think that could be really good for me too. So keeping the intention of my channel in mind, I may do something like that. We'll just have to see where this goes. So that's it for now from me. Please let me know, if you care, which of these topics you might want me to expand on, or really anything new. I love how my videos are prompting conversations in the comments. I want my videos and the comments to be conversations that are reasonable, logical, cerebral, and enlightening. So I'm really hopeful about that. And I know I already shouted you out, but to you, the one person that's watching who's not me, hi, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys the next time I have something to talk about. Bye.